Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another episode review. This is going to be for episode 6 of season 1 of The Flash. The Flash is Born. So yeah, before I begin, though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual. For those who want to check it out and haven't already, stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up, so for those who have yet to actually watch the episode and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. So as usual, quick synopsis, next in the 6, and then the rate. So in this episode, we have another metahuman, called Tony Wodward, and he's basically a thief, and basically what happened to him, his power is that he could turn his body into metal. So yeah. He could turn his body into metal, which is pretty interesting. And to make it more interesting, he used to know Iris and Barry. They used to go to school together. He used to be in love with Iris and used to bully Barry Allen, like throughout all of elementary school or middle school, as it seems. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, having a former bully turn into a metahuman and beat your ass. So yeah, basically in order to defeat Woodward, he needs to go at faster than speed of light, basically like close to 800 miles per hour, or maybe more, something like that. Which he does and defeats Woodward at the end. So yeah, but that's not the only thing that happens in this episode. You also get some pretty interesting pairings. You have Wells and Joe who become friends in this episode. They talk a bit more in this episode, and they talk a bit more about Wells' backstory. How did he come into the city? Why did he come into the city? And right around the time of him coming into the city, and the possibility of there being metahumans before the actual particle accelerator got destroyed. You also have Eddy, Edward, whatever his name is, and Barry. Both of them are investigating some recent crimes, and pretty interesting. You have that weird love triangle with Iris, Eddy, and Barry, and then you kind of have Flash kind of off to the side, or at least the Flash persona off to the side. So yeah, pretty interesting love triangle. So yeah, you also have Eddy and Barry talking a bit more to each other in this episode, which is something we really haven't seen. They've probably said 2 words. They usually acknowledge each other, but this is the one episode where they actually have like full-on conversations. We see like 5 or 6 scenes with them, just pretty interesting. And you have Eddy kind of teaching Barry how to fight, and it's funny because he says, you just need to be a bit more faster, and it's funny because the fastest man alive is right in front of him. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, I mean, overall it's a pretty good episode. Pretty good with the parents, and the ending was like the most what the fuck ending we've had in the show thus far, because it appears that the Reverse Flash visits Joe as he's studying the case of Barry Allen's mom's death or murder. He's studying he's studying the investigation or whatever. He's looking over it and whatever. And then the Reverse Flash kind of attacks him. He doesn't kill him, but he attacks him. And then he leaves a threat to Joe that he says if he continues investigating, he's gonna kill Iris. So, So yeah. That was a pretty interesting development. Yeah, you also have the metahuman, the Man of Steel, as they call him. Actually, no, that's not his real name. They kind of hint, said Man of Steel, but that's not what they call him. I think they called him like Grady. His metahuman name is Grady or something like that, or Gerber, Grady, something like that. So yeah, but his real name is Tony Wodward. So let's just continue with that. So they eventually captured Tony Wodward and put him in the metahuman jail, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, so overall this was a pretty interesting episode. It was very character based. Not a character development out of Iris, Edward, or Eddy, whatever you want to call him. A bit on Flash, a bit on Wells, Joe, also a bit on Cisco and Caitlin. Not that much, but also a bit more, because they're talking about bullies, how they used to be bullied just for being smart. So that was pretty funny. You don't get a lot from Cisco or Caitlyn in this episode, which is a bit odd, but I guess understandable, because they've had a lot more development and they kind of want to develop other characters such as well, Iris, Joe, and Eddy. So I think that makes sense also because Eddy is like maybe the most underdeveloped character in the show. I mean, he's still a good character. He just seems a bit underdeveloped, but I think up to now they're starting to develop him a bit more, which I do like. I mean, there's any negatives. I think it was kind of odd to see that. I just think it's kind of odd that Tony kind of liked Iris. That was just kind of weird. It was just and kind of came out of nowhere. Also, I mean, and yeah, I mean, there's maybe a few negatives. Maybe a few scenes being kind of weird or awkward, or just it could have been better in my opinion. But overall, it was a pretty good episode. And yeah, and then you also have these scenes with Flash and Iris talking, and it's not like Barry Allen is talking to Iris, but it's like the persona of the Flash talking to Iris, and that was pretty interesting. And then he kind of says, "Don't call me the Streak, call me the Flash." I mean, he doesn't say it, but he might as well have said it. So I mean, it was pretty cool. So yeah, and we finally see the dangers of Iris using her blog to, tell people about the Flash or the Streak or whatever. We finally see the dangers because that's the way Tony found Iris, through the blog. So yeah, I mean, kind of interesting character developments. I mean, really the only negatives are there are a few odd scenes in my opinion throughout the episode, but overall it's a pretty good episode. Definitely do check it out. And yeah, as of now we have 3 episodes left, which is Power Outrage, Flash versus Arrow, and then the Man in the Yellow Suit. So Power Outrage is number 7, Flash versus Arrow is number 8, and the Man in the Yellow Suit is number 9. So yeah, pretty excited for that. We're getting close to the mid-season final, alongside with the Arrow, Gotham, Walking Dead. So yeah, and I think Constantine as well. So yeah, in like 3 weeks, all the shows I'm watching are gonna be completely gone because Grace Point is gonna end. Scorpion, I think it's ending or having a mid-season final. I don't know. What else? So yeah, I'll get into that in like a couple of seconds. So yeah, on a rate of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give this episode an 8 out of 10. Pretty good episode, and yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. And just to tell you guys a bit on the TV show reviews, I do Gotham, Scorpion, Flash, Arrow, Grace Point, Constantine, Z Nation, and Walking Dead. And in about a month, I think all of them are done, or at least mid-season final, or the show is ending, or at least the first season. For some of them are ending, or the season just ends, or whatever. So yeah, but within a month, I'm gonna stop doing reviews for TV shows for a while, up until maybe the back half of January. So yeah, maybe I'll probably review some other stuff, maybe True Detective, which I'm kind of catching up on that. So yeah, but whatever. Subscribe, comment down below on your thoughts on the episode, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off. I don't know, it came out weird. Whatever, bye.